When I had my conversion, I was 43 years old. I had met with a lot of tragedy in my life. I refer to them as the 3 2x4s that came across the back of my head. One was losing my marriage, my family as I knew it, which is a whole story in of itself. One was losing my business, which was my pride and joy that I spent all of my adult life really building. And the third was making some very stupid financial decisions. So I felt like these 3 2x4s came across the back of my head. And one night in March of 2006, I literally fell to my knees at the side of the bed. And I was sobbing. I mean, I was this 43-year-old man, snot flying, sobbing. And I kept saying, I can't do this alone anymore. I can't do this alone anymore. I can't do this alone anymore. And I just kept saying that and saying it and saying it. And I think finally, out of exhaustion, I stopped saying it. I laid my head on the bed. And although I've never heard the audible voice of God, I felt a calm come over the room. I felt a calm come over me. And I heard him say to me very specifically and very plainly, you're not alone. I'm here for you. You're not alone. I'm here for you. You're not alone. I'm here for you. I kept hearing that repeated again and again and again. And that was really the first time in my life that I internalized the love of God. I felt his presence and felt that I wasn't alone. Felt that I didn't have to do it all on my own. And it really started my journey and led me to where I am today. You know, just because you have your conversion doesn't mean that you've arrived, right? This entire thing, this faith journey, is a journey, and it takes time. It took me a long time to heal my wounds, to get over my tragedies, and really to rid myself of the resentments that I had. And all of that started with me gaining a healthy love for self, a healthy self-love. And I'm embarrassed to tell you how long I was in therapy. I had a Christian therapist that worked with me on this for months and months and months. It took a long time. And in one of our sessions, she asked me to close my eyes. And she described a scenario to me where my son, and I think at this point in my life, he was in about 7th or 8th grade. I have 2 girls and a boy. He was in 7th or 8th grade. And she described a situation where my son beat someone up on the school playground. And he came and confessed to his teacher, apologized to her, apologized to the principal, apologized to the other kid, apologized to his parents, and apologized to me and his mother for doing this. And instead of just accepting his apology, what I did, and again, I have my eyes closed and she's telling me to imagine or pretend all this is taking place. What I did was I took off my belt and I started beating him. And I beat him and I beat him and I beat him. And he was cowering in the corner, screaming for me to stop. And I kept beating him and beating him and beating him. And I'm getting emotional telling the story here because it was so emotional for me going through it then. And she, after a period of time, it seemed like an hour, it was probably 3 minutes, right? She told me to open my eyes. She told me to look at her. And she told me that that's what I was doing to myself every single day. I was beating the living crap out of myself for things that I thought that I had done wrong in the past. And she expressed to me God's unconditional love and God's unconditional forgiveness, and the fact that Jesus Christ would have died that same torturous death on the cross if we're only me on this earth. And it was that moment after having my conversion and those months and months and months of therapy that I literally internalized the unconditional love of God and the unconditional forgiveness of him and his son, Jesus Christ, to die for my sins.